Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the July 26th Daily Inspirational Message. The condensed version is 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a few comments on the message. And if you find the message of use, please be so kind as to like the video. Thank you for that. Here we go. The title. Which advisor will we listen to and follow today? Paragraph 1. There are 2 main advisors that you can listen to throughout your day. The first one is your higher self, the part of you that is forever one with the divine energy of love. The second one is the false or ego self, that programmed part of you that is imprisoned within its own judgment-centric, fear-based mindset. Today, let us note that unconscious as it may be, we always ask for advice before doing anything or reacting to anyone. Whose advice we choose to follow will determine the kind of day we have. Follow God's guidance and love will be the foundation of the day you experience. Follow the ego's guidance and judgment, fear, confusion, conflict, and chaos will result. It is the advice that we value most in any situation that we will end up choosing and thus experiencing. Paragraph 2. Today, the choice for advisors is simple. It is a choice between our higher self and the ego, between love and fear. In every moment, free will allows us to follow the advisor of our choice. When we pick our higher self as our advisor, love's energies such as forgiveness, compassion, joy, peace, unity, and understanding become our companions throughout the day. When we pick the ego as our advisor, fear's energies such as judgment, anger, anxiety, confusion, separation, and conflict will engulf us. Thus, how we experience this world is not a function of what is happening out there, but of which advisor we're choosing to follow. Today, before every interaction, stop, take a deep breath in, and ask yourself, what kind of world would I like my children to inherit? Then simply choose the advisor that will bring about the world you want. All right. Which advisor will we listen to and follow today? Okay, today I'm going to make 5 points that I trust will assist us in the implementation of today's daily inspiration. Point number 1, unconscious as it may be, before we do, think, or say anything, we're always following advice. It could be the ego's advice, our past programming, and so we use our past programming to entertain and express the present moment, or we use divine guidance, love, to experience the present moment. And so whenever you're doing something or thinking something, you're always thinking that from a foundation of the past or the eternal. Point number 2. Our 2 primary guides are, as mentioned in the Daily Inspiration, God or the ego. God, which is love, which is you can call your higher self, or the ego, which is a judgment-centric, fear-based mindset, which, if you want, you can call the lower self. If you are following God's guidance, you are aligned with the essence and energy of love, and then you express such things as forgiveness, compassion, kindness, mercy, joy, generosity, non-judgment. When you are following the ego's guidance, the judgment-centric, fear-based guidance, then the result is anger, anxiety, resentment, guilt, shame, anxiousness, self-doubt. And so in point number 2, note there's 2 primary guides that I'm listening to in each thought that birth each thought, word, or action. That's point number 2. Point number 3, remember, whichever guide you consciously or unconsciously choose to follow is the kind of day that you will express, experience, and enjoy or not enjoy. And so if you're enjoying your day, if your day is light-filled, joyful, peaceful, loving, in service to others, then note that you're following God's guidance, love's guidance, the eternal in you. And so you are consciously or unconsciously choosing to follow God's guidance when you experience such a day. When you experience a heavy, burdensome day, dark, regretful, shameful, guiltful, conflict-filled, chaotic day, you're just following the egos. And so that's the kind of day you will experience. And so you're experiencing your guides, and then the experience of that day is simply a reflection of whose guidance you're following. So just note, if I'm experiencing this kind of day, I'm following God's guidance. If I've experienced this kind of day, I'm following the ego's guidance. Okay, that's point number 3. Point number 4, remember, you have free will. And so no matter what the story is out there, we defined that out there-ness through the lens we're choosing to look at it through. Are we choosing to look at this through the ego's lens? If so, we know what happens. Chaos, confusion, guilt, shame result. If we choosing to see this world through love's lens, we also know what happens. Non-judgment, charity, kindness, service to others results. And so in point number 4, remember, you have free will. You can pick which lens to choose from. Pick love's lens or pick the ego's lens. That is your choice. And we can choose whose guidance to follow. Free will. And the last point is how we experience this world. It's not a function of what is happening out there. That is mostly irrelevant. What is relevant is how we choose to define what is happening out there. And we define what's happening out there through the lens we choose, and thus through the guidance we choose. Choose God's guidance, see the world through the lens of love, see a loving, compassionate, and kind, and gentle, graceful world. Choose the ego as your guide. You see through the ego's lens, judgment-centric, fear-based lens, and you experience chaos, confusion, judgment, anger, resentment, and pain. Pardon me. That's the ego. And so, note in point number 5, the world you are experiencing comes from the guide you're choosing, the lens you're seeing that world through, and that defines your experience. But thanks to free will, we can choose this guide or this guide. And so the cool thing about point number 5 is that you have the power, not the outer world, not the thousands of stories the ego throws your way. You have the power. You have the power to choose which lens to see through, to choose whose guidance to follow, and thus to experience the world as you wish it to be, as you desire it to be. And so that's point number 5, is how we experience this world. It's not a function of what's happening out there. It's whose guidance we are following. And that's the lens we're picking, and that's the world we're seeing. All right, thank you so much for your time. I love you very much. I trust this was somewhat helpful for you, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.